Hello everybody, my name is Matthew Bowden, and I'm going to show you the findings that I made during a usability test with the two software Excel and MathCAD. The task I'm going to talk about is creating formulas to solve a missing variable within a solver function. Both Excel and MathCAD have a very useful solver functions that use a root system to run a series until it reaches an output of 0. This is the most basic way to explain how a solver function in these programs pulls out the answer. So for MathCAD, as you can see over here, you plug in the variables, you make a guess, and then you manipulate the equation. For this instance, I just used y equals mx plus b, and you take the root of the function. So once you define what x1 is and you have your guess, you could just type in your variable, press enter, and there you go. You have what x equals within these parameters. So as you can see over here with Excel, I did a similar thing where you take the variables, you have a guess, which you don't even have to plug anything in really. You put your equation, which is right here, y equals mx plus b, and it's going to shoot out what x equals. But with Excel, you have to go in to get your solver function to the file system, go to your options, put in add-ins, and then you have to add that solver function, and that's when, once you press OK, you go to the data, you press the solver function tab right here, you set your objective, which I put as the equation. You take your value, which is what y equals, and then you put in by changing the cells of x, which is your guess. So once you press solve, here you go. You got the answer of what y equals given these parameters. So now that you know how to use the solver function for both MathCAD and Excel, you can see that MathCAD is way more versatile in the setup for solving. You don't have to put any add-ins, and you just have to know how to manipulate the equations to find what your x is. With Excel, you have to go to your file and you have to add in the add-in, which is the solver function. And to be honest, the solver function is pretty confusing at first. I had to do a little bit of research to figure it out. But in my opinion, once you figure out the solver function with Excel, I think it's easier to use once you have it down, because then you could just manipulate the equations and change variables super easy. With MathCAD, it's also not a big challenge, but I think that it takes a little more time, and you definitely have to know your mathematics with MathCAD. It's not as user-friendly as Excel. So thank you for listening to my screencast of my usability test between Excel and MathCAD. I hope all of you have a great day.